Guys, what's up? It is your girl Shanice and I'm back with a new video. I'm here today with a different type of video, and I'm here today with like a story time video. So this is the story time, or basically this is going to be a story time slash update of what's been going on in my life, because the last time that you guys like really had an update from me, I was in a relationship with a female. I was engaged to a female. I was living with a female, and yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna catch you guys up on everything, and I'll let you guys know what's going on with the whole baby father situation. I do not hide anything. I'm like very open with my life, so I have nothing to hide. So let's go ahead and get into this video, and yeah. And I'm off the giz ass, so you know, if I'm a little, it's just because of that. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into this video. Anyway, so basically what happened was I think if you guys are new subscribers, you're not going to know what I'm talking about. You would have to go back and watch my old videos, but I'm just going to catch you guys up anyway, so you don't really have to go watch it. But yeah, so from the last time, me and my ex-fiance, which is a female, we were living together, and we basically, it was getting a little bit too much, so we were like, let's move back home. And I was really homesick at the time. I just like wanted to be with my family so bad, and so we wound up moving back home. She was with her cousin, I was with my dad. We were like 15 minutes apart from each other. Eventually she moved in with me, and this was kind of like when I got a little bit after I got my gallbladder taken out. But our relationship was already starting to crumble from us moving from one place back home, which is like an hour away from each other, us moving back, her having to start over with a job, and us looking for a new place. Our relationship was already starting to crumble, but we try to like piece it together because we really did love each other. Like I really did love her. So we basically were together or whatever. We made it work, and then like she still wasn't at that time wasn't giving me any. I don't know if you guys knew that, but like she wasn't giving me any. Well, you guys wouldn't know because I haven't did an update on that video about that. So basically she stopped giving me any. It was just like, I'm a very sexual being. I love sex. So when I don't get any, I'm like a little like upset, and I'm like, I got a girlfriend, I have a boyfriend, whatever. You like, I should be able to get something, especially when we're around each other. We live together. So she wasn't giving me any. I'm just letting it slide, doing what I gotta do, and then you know, she's like, well, you could go be with somebody else. So I did do that up until I finally got home. I started talking to the person that I used to talk to before her, which was a dude, and we just got like really cool, and then we wound up doing something one day. This was like at the beginning of the year of 2016, and then I wound up telling her what happened. We tried to keep it together, and then we just wound up breaking up. She was still living with me. We were still living together. We were still corresponding with each other. We were still doing our thing when we wanted to do something, because we still loved each other or whatever. And then things just started to get really messy. You can't live with your ex. Like, that's one thing you cannot do. You cannot live with your ex, especially if there's still feelings involved. Cannot do it. So it just started becoming problems when she's talking to somebody else. I'm back here. If I'm talking to somebody else, she's back here. You know, things like that. Just things that just don't work when you're trying to slowly move on from a person. So we were together, like I said, and then I was talking to him, and then I met somebody else, and then eventually I wanted to meet my child's father. I met him, I already knew him through Facebook, but we never met up with each other. We would see each other like around, but we never like actually had a conversation face to face. So we've known each other through Facebook for like 7 years. We just never met up. So he was like, he wanted to take me on a date, and I kept, you know, picking and not like, you know, giving him the runaround and not really taking him serious. And then finally we did go out on a date or whatever. We had a good time, and then after the date we chilled all the time, like just around each other, not even sexually, just chilling with each other. And then eventually that did happen. So we chilled for like a month straight, not on any type other time. Like usually I'll chill with somebody, and then like the next week they want to be in a relationship with me, and I'm just like, what the hell? And then I'm in a relationship, and then they go on for years, and it's like crazy. So this time we didn't jump into a relationship. We, you know, we just talked and chilled with each other all the time. Eventually a relationship started, and then it was just like he already had his baby mom's fiance thing that he already had previously before he became single. So I was already on my P's and Q's about that. Like, you were engaged before you have a child by her. Is there still, anything, because it's always that one person that they're still attached to some kind of way. And I was just like, is that like that with you guys? Like, are you guys cool? And he would just give me that old bull, like, no, we're not cool, whatever, whatever, like, we're cool but we're not cool like that, you know. And I'm just like, okay, like, you think I'm a fool. So, but at me being dumb and wanting love, I just kind of like didn't pay attention to those red flags. I'm just like, whatever. And then we wind up getting into a relationship with each other, start talking about kids and everything, and then bam, I'm pregnant. So where you guys see me at doing the pregnancy updates and things like that, if you watched them, I was basically telling you guys that I was pregnant around this time last year in October. Well, not this time last year, it was like later into October, November when I told you guys, but this is around the time that she was conceived, around like this time frame. So I got pregnant with her. Me and him got into this big altercation basically on my birthday, which my birthday is next week on Wednesday. Whenever I post this dang on video, it's the 11th of October. So I got, we go out, we have a good time, and he's just telling me how much he appreciates me being in his life or whatever. And then like a couple days go by and my birthday gets here, and he like ditches me and goes to Wilmington with his cousin. Like, we live in Delaware area, so he goes to Wilmington, Delaware, which is like 2 hours away from home, and goes with his cousin and leaves me home on my birthday. So we got this big altercation. I didn't know that I was pregnant then, but I was. And then, so you would think we would break up. Like, it got really, really bad, and then so we stayed together for a little bit longer, and then one day we were just sitting there. I knew I was pregnant, so that was the reason why I had the conversation. And I just had this feeling that something was just not right. So I asked him, we're sitting in the car, we're chilling, and I'm just like, are you happy? He tells me yes and no. His reasons for the yes and no's are, I'm happy with you, but I'm tired of having to pick up all the slack. We're, again, still living with my pops. I'm living with my pops at the same time, and I'm helping you out have a place, because you don't have a place because you and your girl break up, and then you're out on your ass, and then you're staying with your pops, and he's not, you know, corresponding right. So you're staying with me in my struggle that I'm already going through. So like I said, so we're together, and he's like, okay, we'll talk about it some more when we get to, or he's like, I'm gonna take my stuff with me when I leave, after we had this conversation when his cousin came to pick him up from work. So I'm like, what is up with this nigga? Like, what the hell is wrong with him? We having a conversation, and then you're talking about you want to take your stuff with you when you leave. So right there, I already have something going on. I'm like, what you taking your stuff for? So we have a whole conversation before, like, he goes to work or whatever. He doesn't call me on his break when that time comes. The conversation wasn't good, so he doesn't call me on his break. So I get upset. I ride to his job, which is probably about 45 minutes away from here. I go to his job. We have a conversation. He told me to bring my stuff with me, or his stuff with me, when I came to his job, and I didn't. So that night, we just got in a big ass altercation, like super, super bad, guys. Like, I'm talking about top of the line altercation. I'm hitting him. I'm doing all this, that, and the third to him. I am hollering about, I'm gonna kill us in the car, and this is gonna come back up again. You know, I don't know about every female, but I know that me as a female, I say crazy things, and that I don't mean, and I know I don't mean them. I just say them just because I want to get a reaction out of you. So that's basically what I was doing that day. I was driving at full speed. I'm a very good driver, so I already knew what was going on, and this guy, like, it thinks I'm gonna kill him. So, like, on some dumb stuff. So we basically we get to the crib, and the fight just goes on and goes on and goes on. So eventually his cousin and his girlfriend get to my crib, and they're trying to get him, and he's in the house or whatever, so they call the cops. The cops get here, and they ask him who he wants to press charges against me or whatever. He says no. I broke down and had a conversation with the cop and told him that I could be pregnant, and that's why everything was going on, and I feel like he played me, and that's just why I blew up. I hate for a person not to be honest with me. That's why I'm always honest, because I don't want it to come a time where somebody's like, oh, you lied to me, and why did you lie to me? And that's just me. So I keep it 100 with people. That's why I'm just real like I am on this bitch. But yeah, so basically I try to get a hold of him. We talk. It's like we're gonna get back together after this whole altercation, but then it winds up swinging to we're not together. I figure out that he is back talking to his baby mom, which I already knew this was gonna happen. She called that night while we were in the middle of having our fight. So that was like really why I really blew up. You're living with me at my dad's house, going through my struggle with me, and you're cheating on me, and I know that I'm pregnant by you. Like, so I find out like a few days later that they're together, and then I find out a couple days later after that I'm pregnant. I was pregnant, and it was like the happiest day of my life, and I was going through the breakup, and I was just like, here's my blessing. I can't mess it up, so I can't stress. So that's how I got over the relationship part. I did cry a couple times, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was very hard going through a breakup and being pregnant at the same time, but I'm a strong woman, guys, let me tell you, because it's really, really hard. Yesterday, I broke down in tears because it was like a song came on, and I was holding my daughter, and I was just sitting there thinking about how strong of a person I am to go through a freaking breakup, okay, by my child's father, the person that I thought we were going to have a whole family shebang with, and then for him to just go to another woman, and I'm pregnant with his child. Mind you, guys, I go through my whole 9 months of pregnancy by myself. I get everything by myself between my dad and my mom's help, and then my baby shower. He didn't get anything that he said he was going to get, okay? Nothing for my child at all whatsoever. I give him, her name is Isaiah Lee Marie. The Lee part comes from his name. So I was just like, I'm not going to give him the last name. I'm just not going to do it. You're not about to have that title. So, but it's, her middle name is spelled different than her donors. So it's like a unique, different way to say Lee. But, so yeah, so I do that part. I give him that part. And then hospital day comes. You wait till the hospital day to say that you want to get a DNA test after I offered it to you during my pregnancy, so we would have that all out of the way so that everything would be taken care of. And my only thing that I always said is that I didn't feel comfortable with my child leaving with him. I don't know any of his people like that. I'm not like prone to it. Like, we were together so fast, and it started so fast and it ended so fast that I barely knew anyone. So I was not going to feel, you know, comfortable with my child going with him and me not knowing who she's going to be around. So that was my only thing. Like, I'll bring her to you, I'll let you see her, I'll bring the, you know, her to see your family, but as far as her leaving without me, that's not going to happen. So hospital, like I said, he comes there. I'm there for 5 days, as you guys will see. I don't know which video I'm going to upload first, but I do have a postpartum video or labor delivery story video. So basically, I'm there for 5 days. He came there for the first day. Then he came like another day or something like that. I can't remember if he came, like, I think he came that one day, and then he came again, and then he came back for after she was born. So she was born like 10 o'clock in the morning. He comes to the hospital at like 5 in the evening. He texts me, like I said, he wanted the DNA test, so he's not going to sign a birth certificate or whatever. That's cool. He comes there again like the last day. He has not seen my daughter since she was 2 days old, because he didn't come on the last day that we were there. So 2 days old, we were there for up until she was 3 days old. He didn't come on the last day. His mom did, and she was like, oh, he don't need a DNA test now. He definitely doesn't. It looks just like him, or it looks like the family. So haven't seen him. I have not seen him since then. I have not seen his mom since then. Like, I have not seen either one of them. Like, he texted me a couple times, how's my daughter, blah blah blah. I tell him that she needs diapers because she's so little. I didn't really get any newborn diapers. I had like a diaper cake that had a couple newborn diapers in it, but other than that, I didn't have any newborn diapers. And my daughter was supposed to wear preemie clothes. Like, she was in preemie clothes. She could wear preemie diapers, so I didn't have any of that because we all thought she was going to be like a 7-8 pound baby. Didn't give me any diapers, anything. So, mind you, I met a guy. I know I seem like I move fast, and I probably do, but I was single the whole time that I was the whole time that I was pregnant. So I met this guy like after my daughter was a month and some change old, and basically I met him, and he basically just took to my daughter. My daughter loves him, so I posted a picture saying that was her dad. Like, he always just called that his daughter. So now my child's father or donor is trying to say that that's because that's the reason why he's not doing for my daughter. But you haven't seen her since she was 2 days old, and I didn't meet this guy until my daughter was already a month and some change. I haven't heard anything from anybody, and everybody's trying to make that as the excuse of why you're not doing anything. That's bullshit. And then his next excuse is because he doesn't like me because of the beef that we have. But we slept together twice while I was pregnant with your daughter, and this was like I was 7-8 months pregnant when this happened, but you were okay with laying with me then. His excuse of why he laid with me is because his baby mom wasn't giving him any, but you got all these bitches that you could have messed with, but you messed with your baby mama. But then again, you don't know if it's your daughter because you haven't got a DNA test, and because I got with the dude after my daughter was already a month and some change. You know, I was 6 weeks postpartum at this time, so I haven't had sex with anybody since October, or not October, like when I was a certain amount of months pregnant is the last time that I had sex with somebody, and that was my child's father, and it wasn't any different. And my camera is about to run low on time or space. But yeah, so that's basically. Okay guys, I don't know where the video ended, but basically what I was saying, that my daughter's donor is not in her life. He chooses not to be. I just want to say, for anyone who is going through a rough patch with their pregnancy, do not stress. Do not stress your body. That's your blessing. That's how a lot of people mess up their pregnancies, because they stress. Do not let anybody mess up your blessings. You cannot. You got to just remain focused on what's in front of you, and my daughter was my goal, so I couldn't stress over him. It's very hard being a single mom and working from home and having to basically hustle to get your money. It's very, very hard not being in the work setting, knowing that you're going to get a check every week or every 2 weeks or however you're getting paid. Being a single mom is like the hardest job ever, but I would not trade it for the world. I love my daughter, and I love being a single mom. That way I can be interacting with my daughter every day and seeing how she grows and what she does here and there. My mom does take her and give me a break. You definitely do need those breaks in between, but I love being a single mom, and it's very, very tough. And like I said, I do have somebody in my life that does claim my child. We're not together anymore at the time. Like, we're like on a break, but we still, correspond with each other and everything like that. And I don't know what's going to happen with us, honestly. But being a single mom is really hard. I don't get like a lot of handouts and things like that. I do have to, work for it. But and working from home is very, very hard. But and then being a single mom on top of that is very hard, and going through that breakup, that whole period of time, and not having nobody be there with you, going to all your doctor's appointments by yourself. You have to go in there with your child by yourself. Like right now, like when she has doctor's appointments, I have to go in there by myself. It's very hard, but it's really helped me grow as a person, because my anxiety was terrible before I had my daughter. Well, I started growing out of my anxiety as like not as bad like years ago, and I'm just like slowly starting to adjust. But me having my daughter made me grow out of my anxiety a lot more and a lot quicker, because I had to do stuff based on her. Those doctor's appointments that I would skip before I got pregnant, like I never really went to the doctor. I had to go to those appointments because I was high risk, and I had to make sure that my child was good. I had to make sure everything was okay, that her heartbeat was okay, and everything like that. That was my life. So therefore I had to do it for her. Meeting new people and talking to people I usually didn't do. I go to the store and somebody speak, I'm just like quiet, or I'll be first to be like, how you doing? Like, how you doing today? Whatever. Like, I'm just like really outgoing now, and I'm trying to, push towards that, because, I'm growing as a person. Right now I'm single. I'm loving the single life. I'm just doing me. I'm having my fun. And I'm enjoying being a mom for the first time. Like, I'm actually enjoying being a mom. I went through my like postpartum depression, and that was really, really crazy. And then, meeting somebody new and going through that stuff, meeting a new person and learning them and having your little arguments with them. Relationships are just too much. Ain't got time for that. But to the single mommies, to the pregnant women out there, to the women who are thinking about having children, don't go into it thinking that everything is going to be peaches and cream, because it's damn sure not. It's not going to be peaches and cream. These niggas change like the weather. You never know what the hell is going to happen with them, so you got to be on your P's and Q's with them. Don't let them stress you. Definitely do not let them stress you, especially if you're pregnant. No matter what situation it is, do not let stress get to you. Just chill out, relax, have a good time. I know pregnancy is miserable. It's like very like, it's like, ugh, like, why am I doing this? But you love that child so much, so you're gonna go through it. But you'll get there. You'll be okay. But I thank you guys for listening to this story time. If you have any questions, leave them down below. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram at I am Shanice Chanel. Follow me on Snapchat at Red Chanel. And yeah, guys, I will see you guys later. Anything else you need to know is down in the description box. And make sure you guys follow my daughter on Instagram as well at Azaya Lee Marie. I'm trying to get her name out there. I'm trying to get this girl popping. Alright, guys, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.